Welcome to another episode of How to Get Plastic Surgery without the surgery part. These simple makeup tips and tricks will have you feeling gorgeous during this wonderful phase of your life, age 50 and beyond. As you know, every decade comes with a whole new set of beauty dilemmas and also a whole new set of benefits. Your 50s is an incredible time. It is a time where you can breathe a little more, where you're more comfortable in your own skin, and where you know exactly what you want. This series of videos is not about shaming age. It is about embracing, celebrating, and decorating it. If you're new here, hi, my name is Gabby and I've been an industry makeup and hair artist for 17 years. I've worked with thousands of different women of all different ages and backgrounds. My channel is all about spreading positivity and light and helping you feel better by giving you some achievable beauty tips and tricks. In the studio today, I have Jennifer. My friend Lori showed me Jen's TikTok, which is honestly so fun. You guys have to check it out. I'm gonna leave a link to it in the pinned comment below. I instantly fell in love with her. I think you will too. And I knew that I had to convince her to come into the studio. Jen is fabulously 50. She's never had any Botox or filler. And today I'm gonna make her over and teach you how to go from this to this with the help of a few simple techniques and with the use of affordable drugstore products only. Let's get started. Tip number one is to even out your complexion as best as you can before the application of makeup. As women age, their bodies produce less estrogen, and as a result of that, chin hair, upper lip hair, facial fuzz, all of that can start to take on a life of its own on your face. After the onset of menopause, which typically starts around 45 to 55, many women tell me that they suddenly start noticing their facial hair looking darker as well. It's not a big deal. You can just remove it. There are so many different methods to combat this. You can wax it. You can do some dermaplaning like what I did on Jen. You can go like the permanent laser route. You can tweeze it. What you shouldn't do though, what you shouldn't do is just ignore it, because it does interfere with your makeup look, since the makeup will sit on top of the hair and it just isn't flattering, and it can also be very noticeable even when you don't realize that it's noticeable. With that said, it's also incredibly important not to ignore your skincare. As we age, the first two layers of our skin, the epidermis and the dermis, thin and flatten out. The skin gets drier and flatter looking, so we need to stay on top of this, because the key to having flawless makeup application in this age group is to infuse radiance. And the more that we can do that naturally within the skin, the less that we have to do with the makeup, and the less makeup is needed. I really like the St. Ives exfoliator from the drugstore. After exfoliating, I use a nice rich moisturizer and of course some sunscreen. This is absolutely essential. I talk about this all the time. Never skip the sunscreen step, not even in the winter time. Using sunscreen daily will significantly slow down the aging process on the skin. In this video though, I want to focus more on makeup and less on skincare, else it's going to get very, very long. If you're dying to learn more about anti-aging skincare, then I suggest you go check out the channel PENN Skincare. I've learned so much from that channel. Penny is a wealth of amazing, highly educated information. Let her know I sent you. If you go check her out, I'm certain you will love her and learn just as much from her as I do. Tip number two is to start with a suitable primer. The reason that you want one is because it smooths out wrinkles and fine lines and helps your makeup last a lot longer. Think about how much better a wall color looks when you paint over top of a primer. Makeup primers work in the same way. They smooth everything out and create a tackiness on the skin that helps the makeup sit on top of it perfectly and helps it last a long time. Now, here's the thing. It's important that you choose the right one. The primer that I choose for a 30-year-old client with combination skin is vastly different than the primer that I choose for a 50 or 60-year-old client. The one that I am using today is by Revlon and it's called Rose Glow. And the reason I chose this for Jen is because it's hydrating and illuminating. When we are working on more mature skin, unless the skin is very oily, we want to infuse radiance into every step. It looks much more youthful that way. If your skin is oily, and I know I get some of those comments, it's likely going to be oily in the T-zone. So if that's the case, you can apply this on the cheeks and avoid the areas where you get a lot of oil, or you can opt for a more mattifying primer in the oily areas only, but go easy on mattifying products because they really can make you look a lot older. I really caution you on this. I know it's tempting and it's what you're used to reach for a mattifying product, but only use mattifying products on the areas of the face that are very oily, and use illuminating or brightening products on the areas of the face that aren't oily. It's going to lead to a much more beautiful and youthful end result, I promise you. Tip number 3 is to use the right foundation and concealer in the right order with the right tools. So stay with me, I will explain. After the skin is prepped and primed, you can go in with a tinted moisturizer if you want less coverage, or a foundation of your choice if you want more coverage, but you should choose one that is specifically made for aging skin. Girls in their 20s have issues that you likely don't have after 50, like hormonal acne or excessive oil production, for example. Women in their 50s have a different set of issues, so you need to choose products that target the issues. So today I'm using the CoverGirl Simply Ageless foundation, and I chose that for a couple of reasons. The first reason is that it's a hydrating formula, so it gives you that youthful radiance that we are after. I also love that it's formulated to reduce the look of wrinkles by having vitamin C and hyaluronic complex put right into the product. That's really great. When you can infuse skincare into your makeup, you're winning. You're always winning. So look for products for 50 and up because they often do have those ingredients in them. This happens to be an affordable option that really works, and it's not too heavy, and you'll see that on Jen's face. I almost always apply foundation using a damp beauty blender. Run your beauty blender in warm water and squeeze it open and close until it becomes fluffy and soft. That's how you want to use it. Then dot your foundation in the center of your face and blend it out by stippling. When you apply it this way, you are stippling in coverage and adding moisture, which is literally the perfect combination. After you've evened everything out, you can take a look at the face and see where you're missing coverage and go into those areas with the concealer. Foundation should always go before concealer unless you're not wearing foundation at all. Stipple it on top of the problematic areas like under the eyes and set it very lightly with a translucent powder so it doesn't crease at any of the high crease zones. Jen really doesn't have this issue, but if you have more pronounced wrinkles, you should really try to avoid powder. In the past, we were taught that matte is best. Everything was mattifying, but that trend is long gone and everybody wants a glow now. So if you do what was trending in the past, it just makes you look outdated and older. Going heavy on the powder is also just not flattering on anyone's skin really, but it's especially unflattering on mature skin. If you really feel the need to wear it, apply it only where the makeup creases or in the areas where you tend to get too much shine, like maybe around the nose and on the forehead. Tip number 4 is to bulk up your lashes. Full lashes make everyone look better. I will show you a few ways to make your lashes look fuller. So the first way is to do something called tight lining. Tight lining is done by lifting up the eyelid and applying liner on the inner waterline. This makes your upper lashes look super, super thick instantly. I've tried a million eyeliners to do this, and the drugstore brand that works the best for this is Maybelline Master Precise Skinny. It glides on there like butter, you guys. The second way to make your lashes look thicker is to shade out the lash line without taking up too much lid space. Jen has very hooded eyes, so we don't want to close them up anymore. It's really hard to have that kind of control with a kohl eyeliner. So I personally like to use a precise angle brush, and I just dip it into either a dark brown shadow or a black shadow, and I wiggle it into the lash line. This gives you a thin line, but more importantly, it gives you a soft diffuse line since it's a shadow, and that's a great way to keep the eyes looking more open and less closed off. The third way to make your lashes look thicker is to curl them and to use a lash primer. Every single person needs a lash curler. This simple thing will give you an instant eye lift, and the lash primer really will bulk them up before adding mascara. If you have blonde or light hair like Jen does, then you want to apply from the bottom up and then from the top down so that both sides of the lashes are fully coated and they're all black. Tip number 5 is to add a flush of youthful color to the face. When you look at a young person's face, they have flushed cheeks and flushed lips. We lose that as we get older, and it's a clear sign of aging skin. By adding that in with the makeup, it makes you look younger by default. I love adding a punchier color to the cheeks with a cream or a liquid-based blush. This one is by the brand Quo, and it's called the Dewy Cheek Tint. It is really cool because it leaves a gorgeous dewiness to that area. Let's talk all about lips now. Lipstick will completely make or break your look. Don't be afraid of lipstick as you get older because it really will make you look so pretty and put together. When using a lipstick, it is essential to use a lip liner with it. This will not only keep it from bleeding out, but the precision from the lip liner will make your lips look fuller and more youthful. A lot of my clients tell me that they don't even own a lip liner, and I'm telling you guys, this is a huge mistake. It is more important to own a lip liner than to even own a lipstick. I'm telling you, you can get away with just wearing a lip liner, but I really don't think you can get away with just wearing a lipstick. When I line the lips, I start by perfecting the outer shape, and then I fill the entire mouth in with it. I apply the lipstick on top of that. The reason I do that is because a waxy liner is much harder to break up than a lipstick. So if you were talking, eating, doing all the things, and your lipstick wears off, you still have the liner underneath to support the color. It will extend your wear time by hours. When choosing an actual lipstick for women age 50 and up, I think a cream-based color is much more flattering than a matte color because it highlights the area and makes the lips look much fuller and hence again more youthful. In the very last moment, I also decided to add a super natural lash to lift her deep set eyes up a bit more. This is optional. I know a lot of you guys won't feel comfortable doing this on your own, but it really can be an amazing option for a night out or for a special event. You can clearly see here that if you choose the appropriate lashes, they can add just enough lift without looking fake at all. Finally, you can finish off your entire look with a Radiant Finish setting spray. This just adds a smidge more luminosity, and it also extends the length of time that your makeup lasts for. This is Jennifer when she came in with her own makeup on. This is her without any makeup on, and this is what she looks like after my very simple drugstore application. She is glowing, she is radiant, and she looks so natural and so beautiful. Thank you guys for watching. If you want more information on how I did her hair, please let me know in the comments below because I can do an entire video about that as well. But right now, this one's over.